It worked.
It did? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, what would you do if, like, I was in a horrific accident and I died, but you still had episodes of the podcast, like, banked? There's something so chilling about, like, videos, or, like, have you ever heard about, like, actors and stuff, like, when they die mid-project and, like, they have half the movie filmed or something, or even if they have the whole movie filmed but it hasn't been released yet, and then they die?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like, it's so weird. It's like, yeah, but it's like you're coming to them from beyond the grave almost. You know what I mean? Because you're no longer alive.
But that's what death is. It's like kind of a weird thing that they were here 1 minute and then the next minute they're gone.
Yeah.
That's like the craziest part about death.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what's so weird about, like, videography to me is, like, you see the person, you hear them, they're talking, it's like...
Yeah, it's like they're there.
It's like they're immortal. That is the one reason I've always kind of envied, like, actors and famous people is, like, your memory is preserved exactly of who you are.
I don't envy that.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the only way you can, like, live forever.
But I don't want to live forever.
You're
saying you don't want to be forgotten is what you're saying, right?
I don't want to be forgotten. I think that's a very human thing. Everyone wants a legacy. That's why people have kids.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but your kids, like your great-great-grandkids aren't going to remember anything about you.
Yeah. Wasn't that weird?
What?
We don't know our grandparents' parents.
Yeah,
I mean, some people do if you have, like, a great-grandparent. But, like, we don't know our grandparents' grandparents.
Yeah.
And that's only, like, what, 4 generations removed?
And generational trauma, like, they had so much to do with where you are now and, like,
Completely.
who you are.
They decided the fate of my existence, probably.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
This all started because I asked Ethan, what would you do if I died?
She came into the room, and we were talking about something completely... I don't even know what we were talking about. We were talking about, like, eating, getting food or something.
Yeah.
Or driving, and then she just came into the room and was like, yeah, really true. What would you do if I died?
The narcissism took over, okay? I needed to know if you would care.
It was, what did you think I would say? I'd be like, LOL,
I really
that's
wanted
funny.
to know your answer. Wait, did you even give me your answer?
Yeah, I told you I would drink.
That's your response?
I mean, I'd be horribly sad, obviously. But I would have to, like, self-medicate and get drunk. Yeah. I would get drunk and then I'd start talking to you from beyond the grave. I'd maybe pull out a Ouija board. Yeah. You know, try to connect. See how the afterlife is treating you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna hunt you.
Good. If you could just do me a favor and, like, restock the toilet paper every now and then. And,
I'm gonna slam some doors like while you're sleeping.
That would be rude. You don't need to do all that.
No, I think when I die, I want to come back as a butterfly because I'm obsessed with butterflies. And I have a butterfly tattoo because I'm super cliche. Yeah.
I think you were a butterfly in your last life.
I think I was a butterfly. I love butterflies.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I know that's gay, but... I know that's gay, but... She was a fairy. No, literally. Like, I know it's gay, but I do. I love butterflies.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to, like, our house in Cambria.
Oh my god.
Is on my parents' house. It is right on this, like, ranch preserve, basically, which is just, like, a big forested area.
Yeah.
And is it winter? Like, February? It's, like, right on the end of winter, like, beginning of spring. They have, like, a big monarch, cocoons, because they all migrate from somewhere or other.
Yeah.
And it's
literally, like, gorgeous. Magical.
It is
feels
magical.
Like you're in a book. Like, it feels like you're in a fairy tale because there's just thousands and thousands of monarch butterflies, like, swirling like tornadoes. Like, they're just swirling around you.
And it's like this orange, like, blur almost.
Yeah, an orange blur.
But they're all, like, floating around.
It hasn't happened the past couple of years. Like,
no,
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But I remember as a kid, I would just stand there and, like, watch them.
It's majestic.
It's so
Even
majestic.
One butterfly is like, wow.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming back as a butterfly. So you would drink?
I would drink. What would you do if I died? I would get belligerently drunk and then start calling people and be like... I'd be like, Molly never liked you. Like, I would just be telling all your tea.
Oh, please do.
I will.
I want you to start all the drama.
I would be resolving all the issues that you didn't have time for before your death.
Or starting issues.
Tying up loose ends. And yeah, starting a few,
like,
probably.
All the people I secretly hate, I just want you to tell them, like, Molly,
cat's out of the bag now. Yeah.
Molly actually hated you. Yeah, please do it.
What would you do if I died?
For you, I would take all your I would take all your belongings.
And sell them?
No! I would keep them. I love
You just rob me?
I wouldn't rob you.
I would take all your belongings.
Take all your belongings.
Okay, so rob me. Got it.
I would rob you.
I love that was your first I'd go to your house, try all your outfits.
I'm a practical queen.
You do steal like half of my clothes, so that doesn't surprise me.
Ethan has the best taste in everything. I'd be like, I gotta get there before Hillary. Like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta get there before Hillary.
Yeah.
While she's still grieving and like can't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hill. I'm
well,
gonna
now
take
she
all
knows
his
your
paintings.
plan. Yeah.
Don't listen to this. No, I would literally. I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine it. Well, that's why I'm definitely gonna die first.
I don't think so.
No, I am. I already know.
I don't think you are.
I'm a bruja.
You will though.
I think I can predict the future.
You are kind of psychic. Third eye.
That is like the most basic bitch thing I've ever said in my life.
What?
That I'm a bruja, yeah.
Is that basic? To say you're a bruja?
I basically should just start shoving crystals up my vagina.
Again. Not that again.
I'm sorry, we're so unhinged.
We've had a few too many visits to the gyno to go back to that. Back to that way of life.
But
shove something else up there. Breadsticks.
Shut up. Oh my god. You're usually the
crazy one.
Yeah.
The what?
Vulgar one.
I am.
But
well,
I'm feeling.
We try to have balance.
We just had the episode.
Maybe I'll be the proper one this time, and you can be.
Yeah, you are wearing like a pinstripe.
I do look very
button down. He looks very Hamptons Court.
Hello, my name is Mr. Walters. I'm going to be your substitute teacher this afternoon.
Yeah. So
90%
and we just did the episode about. We just did the episode about not giving a fuck. So.
Yeah, fucks are gone.
This is my crazy episode today. I've decided. All right, but today we're going to be talking about true love. We're switching over from death to the other kind of death, true love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in love?
Yes, I have.
Me too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am sorry too. Honestly, anyone who's not been in love...
You're so lucky.
It's... Okay, yes and no. Because I do think you learn so much about yourself by falling in love with someone, and so I am grateful for what it gave me. Mm-hmm. The experience gave me. However, I do think life is so much simpler if you've never been in love.
It's much simpler. I do think
because it does. It changes who you are.
Everything.
Yeah.
It changes everything. I was talking to the doctor I used to work for, and we were talking about empathy, and I was like, yeah, the person I was before I was in love before I had my heart broken.
Yeah.
Didn't.
That's probably a more important
understand. Like, I don't know. Couldn't really empathize with heartbreak. Oh. Yeah. No, I knew that. Perfect. But couldn't really empathize with like heartbreak and loss. And that is kind of fucked up to say because my dad had died. I think I could empathize with losing a loved one.
Yeah, well, it's a very different kind of pain.
Yeah. But
because when you go through a breakup with someone that you love, mm-hmm. or you lose that person, it is like a death. However, in a weird way, it's
kind of worse.
Traumatizing because that person is still alive and
still
out there.
And it could be.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not. And that's fucking heartbreaking.
When someone dies, that is horrific, obviously, too.
Yeah.
Not to undermine anyone else's, like, grieving process or pain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's kind of taken out of your hands.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
There's nothing you can do.
It's, like, done. It's final.
And there's something...
You accept it more easily.
Yeah, it's easier to accept. I think that's what it is.
Eventually you come around and you're like, there's nothing I can do about this.
But we don't want to talk about breakups, we want to talk about falling in love.
Yes, well, we're talking about true love.
True love.
Which has to do with heartbreak. This
could
be, heartbreak part 2. But, I have been in love, and it was
Do you think it was true love?
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah.
And I feel like kind of a love snob because of that. Like, I feel
Explain.
like I experienced true love. Like, I know I experienced true love.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind. And so sometimes when I've told you about this, like when people talk to me about relationships and how they love their partner, but then they tell me things that they've like, the way they think and like the dynamic, I'm like, that does not sound like true love to me. I mean, who am I to know? Like everyone knows their own relationship the best.
Yeah.
But like to me, I feel like I'm a love snob now.
Well, I do think everyone has a different definition of what that is.
What's your definition of love?
For me, to like be truly in love with someone, I think it means you put them first, their happiness above everything.
I agree.
Above your own happiness, above your own health.
Yeah.
Above, it's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
In your world.
Their happiness
really.
is everything.
I mean, not the only thing that matters, but it's number one.
It's altruism.
It's always the first priority. It's very, to me, it's very selfless.
It's altruism. Yeah.
True love is probably the most selfless act you can do.
Well, it's just like how I try to explain it, like it's like familial love because it's unconditional and it's, I don't know, it's similar to like a mother-child bond because it's unconditional and it's selfless and it's altruistic.
There's no expectation return. Yeah.
It's completely unconditional.
Completely
and all you want in the world is that person to be happy.
Yeah.
And
whether that means you're a part of their life for that or not.
Exactly. And that's
I think
how
a lot
I
of people
can
struggle
tell
with
that
that.
people aren't in love.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to force someone to be with you, if you're prioritizing your happiness of having them in your life over their happiness, that's not real love because real love is letting someone go.
Yeah. If that's
how
what would be best for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even what's best for you.
If you love them, let them go.
Yeah.
Because love is not control.
No.
It's not controlling. It's like that thing, love does not boast, love does not envy. Yeah.
They read that at all those weddings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's true though. Like I believe that.
Yeah. So
how do you think you're gonna know you've met the guy for you? When like what is the signs for you that you're gonna be like, this is the man that I love?
You know what's so weird is when you just asked me that, when we're talking about love, I think about my past.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking about my husband, I don't think about love. Is that weird?
No.
I think more about practicality now.
Well,
which is sad.
Historically, marriage is a system. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think marriage in general it's an institution that structurally, supports the family.
Yeah.
And so I think it is a very big, getting married is a very practical step a lot of the time for people, got the tax break, and hopefully you love that person.
I know, I want to, I hope I love them, and I'm waiting for that.
But no, I know so many people who are married and are not in love with their partner.
But like we were saying, the greatest love stories are often tragedies, and you often don't marry the love of your life, which is a great tragedy of the world.
I don't know that I know anyone who's married the love of their life. Do you?
I think I know some couples. I've known some couples throughout my life.
I might be offending someone by saying that.
But it's true. I think that there's more that goes into making a marriage work than just being passionately in love.
Right. But I also think you get and there's different kinds of love. Like companionate love is usually the most long lasting. Yeah. And I think that is probably the best kind of love you can have for a marriage is because it's not hot and cold, you know what I mean? Like passionate love. There's 4 different kinds of love actually.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Companionate love, which is like friendship or it's more of partnership vibes.
Yeah.
Platonic, I think maybe is one of them. It's just friends. Platonic love. Romantic love, which I think is the more passionate one.
Yeah. And it also, I think I know what you're talking about. It takes 4 things for a long-lasting or well-rounded relationship is passion, companionship. I'm forgetting the other two.
Trust and something.
Trust.
Probably. Respect, maybe.
Communication.
Yeah. Anyway, that was so random. But yeah.
But yeah. No thoughts, just vibes.
Every time I say but yeah, I realize I say it a lot, honestly. If anyone wants to do a drinking game from our podcast, listen to it, and every time I say but yeah, take a drink.
Way too many times.
I'm
so sorry.
Too. I've also, someone told me that I say yeah a lot.
Yeah, you do say yeah. I say it too.
Yeah. I like the person to know that I'm engaged in the conversation though. You know what I mean?
Me too. That's why I do it. But I'm trying so hard not to say now.
You set yourself up for that one. You can't control it. It's okay. It's like when someone, like, my mom's always like, you say like so much. I'm like...
That's the other thing we say a lot.
It is permanently part of my vocabulary. You're going to have to live with it. Like, I can't help it.
Sometimes, what I was laughing about, though, was sometimes I look at Ethan and I can just tell there's no thoughts in his head.
That is so rude.
And it's like I know that he doesn't have anything like left to say about that topic for a second.
You do know.
No, but I do the same thing.
You
like
can tell.
Sometimes I just go blank and I'm like, please help me. I give you this look like, please help me.
I don't know if this is like ADHD brain or what, but like I go down a certain stream of consciousness and it's a thought, and I follow it with a... No end in sight. I have no idea where I'm going with the conversation. And then I feel like I made a point that like is somewhat makes sense, and I'm like, yeah, that seems like a good place to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I have not like figured out my response like in my head yet, and then I'm just like blank.
No, same.
Yeah, you look like a cockatoo too right now, but let me fix that.
Oh my god, a cockatoo? That's not what we want.
Anyways, we were talking about love.
True love. Yeah, I don't know. I also think that we don't just get one love in our lifetime.
No, I don't think that either.
I think there are people who have only had one, and there are people who have had many. And there's people who have none. But I think the important distinction is being open to it and ready, basically. Because if you're closed off to the idea of ever falling in love, you will not fall in love.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be open to the possibility,
if
emotionally available.
That you had one love and that was it for you, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. And I think when I was younger, I thought that there would be a lot more opportunities for me to find love than there actually is.
Oof,
so
boy,
now,
ain't that the truth.
I value, I think when I do fall in love again, I'm going to value it so much and hold on so much more now that I know how fucking shitty dating is.
Yeah.
But also what it is to lose someone. Yeah. And I wrote this quote that I read Ethan. I just had a shower thought. And I said, I'm actually grateful for the heartbreak because it showed me just how deeply I was capable of loving someone. So we were talking about, Ethan and I were talking about earlier how the greatest love stories are tragedies because you have to have darkness to have light, you have to have rain to have rainbows.
Yeah.
And when I was in love and I was dating that person, I knew that they were great. I knew that I loved them. But it wasn't until after we broke up that I felt the most passionate moments of my life, the most intense, spiritual, just earth-shattering moments.
Orgasms. Oh, what?
Moments. No, moments. Just the most beautiful moments of my life was after.
It's incredibly humbling
we
to
broke
go
up.
through a heartbreak. Yeah.
No, but it's because it was that longing for that person.
Yeah.
And the push and the pull and the pining that
the
made.
Sorry, I am listening.
The push and the pull and the pining that made those moments so intense. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that might be kind of a toxic mindset to have if I think about it objectively, because you're implying then that in order for a love to be true, it can't come easy.
No, I don't think that.
I think I do, though.
Oh.
And I don't know if that...
Okay.
I don't know if that is a trauma response or just maybe my attachment style speaking to me, but I do think I'm more suspicious of my romantic relationships or love when it comes too easily. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust it as much.
Well, that's, yeah, you're anxious disappointed.
Yeah. But, so I think in order for me to, like, really fall for someone, there has to be some level of, like, obstacle in the way, which...
I see what you're saying.
Doesn't make things any easier for me, but, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it's, like, you feel like you overcame something to be with that person.
And also, when you go through something difficult with somebody, you're either gonna grow apart or grow together.
Yeah, well, usually it bonds you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either gonna bring you closer or bring you apart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, do you think you can be in love with more than one person at once?
Yes.
You think you can love two people at once?
Mm.
I agree and disagree.
I don't know, honestly. That's a really good question. I mean, when I fell in love with my ex-boyfriend, he was the only person that mattered to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you're, like, in love with someone, I would say no, almost. But I do think it's possible to still have romantic love for someone and simultaneously have love feelings for someone else. You know what I mean?
Wait, repeat that?
So, like, I think that you can, yeah, long story short, I think you can love two people at once. Mm-hmm. But if you're, like, in the heat of falling in love with one person, I think it would be really difficult to do that at the same exact time as someone else. You know what I mean?
You can't be in love.
In love.
People
I
at the
don't
same
know.
time, is what you're saying?
Do you think?
I think of it this way. I think that with my ex, I will always love that person.
Yeah.
Till the day I die. But I think that I've accepted it.
And you're not in love
I'm
with
not
him
in
anymore.
love anymore.
Yeah.
It's not, like, all consuming anymore.
Yeah.
It's like he'll always have that part of me.
Yeah. But you're at peace with it.
But I'm at peace. I've
Yeah.
accepted. I've moved on.
Yeah.
And so I think the next person I will have, like, I will be open enough and have the space for a new love.
Yeah.
Because that is, my mom is always talking about, like, she was married more than once, and I was like, how is that, like, how is it being in love with two people throughout your life? Like, what did that look like for you? And she says she, like, compartmentalizes, like, heartbreaks. Like, she's like, when I divorced my first husband, I put that heartbreak in a box. I put him in a box, and sometimes I like to, like, go back to those memories and revisit it.
Yeah.
When I am feeling nostalgic. And then I have my other husband.
Yeah.
And he's in a box, and sometimes I miss him and I want to go revisit it. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah. I don't know if compartmentalizing is the right word.
I don't know.
Because I think that is, like, implies avoiding something.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I mean, you'll always remember that person forever if you love them. And I think, if you really love them.
That's
why I don't fuck with people.
So tragic. Sorry,
Your
what were you
mom.
saying?
Give me 1 second. I just wanted to say, I don't really fuck with people who are like, oh yeah, like, I loved my ex so much, but we broke up now, so fuck them. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, it's like you didn't love them.
You didn't really love them.
If you're talking shit about them, you didn't love them.
In my opinion, like, if you really loved the person, even if they did you so dirty, they cheated on you, they lied to you, they gaslit you, probably most people would fall out of love with that person at that point, so I can see how that would change for you. But if you were really in love with that person and found out that they did all of that, you probably would still want the best. At least, I would probably still want the best for them.
The love never goes anywhere, and that doesn't mean you have to stay
and
tolerate it.
No, I would be out the door.
But that doesn't mean you
But
stop
I would still,
loving them.
I would still wish that person the best.
Wish them the best
and
from afar.
Yeah, and love them from a distance.
That's basically my ex, I'm just like,